All right, welcome to FA40 Podcast. I'm your host, Josh Proch, and today we're going to talk to you guys a little bit about what to expect when you get started with a fitness program. This is an important topic. It's something that I know a lot of people, when they're thinking about getting started, they have this question. It's very intimidating to come into a gym and get started, and they're just not sure what really to expect. Most people, the perception that they have of a gym is just it's not always the best perception. A lot of people, they think it's going to be all like really fit people in skimpy clothes, things like that. And, some gyms might be that way, but the majority aren't, especially ours here. And I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about why we are different from some of the other gyms and what we do to help make new clients feel comfortable and everything when they come in. So that'll be what we're talking about here in a second. But before we get into that, I know some of the people that listen, they currently aren't members. And if you are interested in giving us a try, we do have a 6-week trial. It is $299, and it lets you try everything out that we have to offer and see just, if we're the gym for you, if we're the solution for you. And then at the end of the 6 weeks, if you'd like to continue, that's great. If not, there's, no commitment or anything like that, and no hard feelings. So again, if you're interested, reach out to us. It's on our website, which is pittsburghnorthfitness.com, and you can learn a little bit more about that. So the first time you come into a gym, this is probably for most people is one of the scariest moments in maybe not in their life, but it's a very scary, intimidating moment. A lot of surveys that they've done on people around gyms and their perception and experience, this is one of the things that always comes back, that people are just really nervous walking in. And in fact, we've had people in the past, they've come up to our door, a couple times and turn it back around and go back into their car. And, we didn't even know that. They told us that afterwards when they finally came in, which makes me think, like, how many other people have done that never came back in. If we'd have seen them do that, especially if we saw them do it a couple times, we would definitely, we kind of like chase down, like, hey, can I help you? Like, are you looking for something? Things like that. Just try to make it a little bit friendlier to come in and take that intimidation level away. But that is a very common thing there. So when we start somebody out, what we want to do is we want to make sure that you feel comfortable. We want to, make sure that you don't feel intimidated and things like that. So that's why we do a starting point session, and that's the whole benefit of it, is to get you started out on the right foot, get you into the program and everything, so that you have success and have a good experience. So that first time that you come in, I always tell everybody to wear clothes that they can move in, because we are going to do a little bit of exercise. It's nothing intense. It's nothing to make you look bad or anything like that, or feel uncomfortable. We just kind of want to see how you move, and that lets us know where to start you at. So, but before we even get into that, we sit down with you and we just kind of talk. What questions you have for me? What any concerns you have, things like that. Because I want to know those things, and then answer those questions, and make you feel comfortable. And then we get a background of your health history. We talk about any injuries, aches, pains, things like that you may have that are going on. And then from there, we grab an in-body on everybody. And this is where we look at their body composition. We see how much muscle, how much fat, and it actually breaks it down into arms, legs, midsection, so we can see exactly where things are and how they're distributed, and a little bit like that. But it also tells us your hydration level. It tells us your metabolic rate, which we use for a nutrition blueprint that we do with people. Tammy uses that when she puts that together for people. So we get that information. We go over that report for you and everything. And then we go over into a movement screen, and we look at things just like, what's it look like when you squat down? What does it look like when you're balancing on one leg? Or, how's your core strength? How's your shoulder mobility, hamstring flexibility? Just some things like that. that based on how you do with those, it lets us know what level of exercises and things like that to put you in, so that we're not putting you into something that is too hard, but we're also not putting you into something that's too easy. And then we build that program out from there. Also off that movement screen, we have software that will send you some corrective exercises with videos. And these are things I always tell people, it's kind of like, it's like your homework. There's usually anywhere from 3 to 5 exercises. It's things that take 5 minutes tops, but it'll help you move better. And by moving better, it's going to make your body less prone to injuries. You'll feel better, posture gets better, all that sort of stuff. So after we've gotten all that information, we just sit down, go over it with you. We go over all our programs. We go over our trial offers. We explain how everything in here works. We've shown you through the gym, shown you around, everything like that. You've probably try to introduce you to any of the trainers that, are on the floor if they're not working with somebody, things like that. And, go over our programs, make a recommendation for you. Like if I were you and was my goal and what I was doing, here's how many times a week I would come in. Here's what I would do. This would be the membership level, all this, and, see if that is something that you want to move forward with. And, again, you may want to do something different from our recommendation. We do have different membership options, and that's fine too. We just give you an honest opinion of what we think would be in your best interest. And a lot of people feel that they are like, I don't know if I can commit, to coming in every day. And that's not our expectation. We have some members that come in every day, but we have some that come in twice a week. We have some that make it in once a week and they do some stuff, at home or in the hotels or traveling, things like that. So again, it's all built for you. Most of our members are here 2-3 times a week, on average. But again, whatever your life looks like, your schedule, things like that, we're going to build a plan to fit into that for you. And then, every time you come in for a workout, you're going to have a coach with you. And that coach you're going to have your own program. They're going to take you through it. It's basically, it's all personal training that we do here. And that's different from a lot of other places where you kind of get thrown into a big group, and you just get thrown into the mix. And you don't have that individualization. And that's one of the things that we really focus on. One of the things that we really pride ourselves on is that we are very personalized and customized with our clients and give that individual touch and everything like that. So that's basically our starting point session in a nutshell there. The second part of that I briefly mentioned there was our nutrition blueprint, and that is what Tammy does. And that's included with all of our trial memberships now. And that is actually a second meeting that we do with people. And what we do there is you'll sit down with Tammy for about a half hour. She's going to give you a nutrition blueprint based on your goals, your body weight, your body composition, your metabolic rate. And that blueprint is going to tell you how many calories you should be bringing in, ideally, how many servings of protein, carbs, fat, everything like that, to help you achieve your goal. And it's our recommendation. And you have this all laid out. It's laid out nice and simple in, with pictures and everything like that. And then she answers questions, talks to you about things, talks to you about some of the tools to help you, tools and apps and things like that can help you with nutrition and eating and everything like that. And then, you're kind of set up that way. So we're covering both bases. We're getting the fitness side, but we're also getting the nutrition side covered for our members. And that, they go hand in hand, and that's all part of your results. So, again, I always tell everybody, don't be nervous coming in. That's completely normal. Most of our members were all in the same shoes when they started. They were, a little nervous and hesitant about coming in and stuff. And, they all started where, a new person started in those same shoes. They might have been further down the fitness road, or maybe you might be a little further ahead of them and things like that. But everybody, everybody has that first day at some point in their life. And if you get through that first day, you're well on your way. After that, the other thing that a lot of people, they I don't want to say that they complain about. Some people like it, but it's definitely a little bit of uncomfortableness. There is some muscle soreness in the beginning, like the first couple weeks can be a little rough. Just with the soreness the next day, we try to build the program for the person so that there's not too much of that. But sometimes everybody's a little bit different, and sometimes their bodies do get a little bit extra sore. So that's something, but each workout, it gets a little bit better. And even the days, like the next day after your workout, if you can get up, walk around a little bit, do some stretches, things like that, that's something that will help loosen you up. Basically, the more you move around, it'll loosen up more. And each workout, it gets a little bit better and a little bit better. So again, that's kind of just a rundown of what we do in a starting point session. Our goal, again, is to get all the information that we need from you so that we can get a program put together that's built just for your needs and your goals there, that meets you at your level and everything like that. So, all right, guys, again, if you enjoyed listening to this, please rate and review our podcast. And, share it with somebody, anything like that. So, and if you guys have any questions that you'd like us to answer, feel free to reach out. You can send us an email. You can just send it over to josh@pittsburghnorthfitness.com. And I'll be glad to answer those questions either on the podcast or maybe even directly back to you through that way, depending on what the question is and things like that, if it's about our programs or if it's more of like a general question for the podcast. So, all right, guys, have a great week, and we'll talk to you next week. Thank you for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts and rate and review us.